Could you just help us to understand what measles is about and why it is that we don't want our children to get it?
Right. So measles is another one of those infectious diseases that we've been able to minimize the number of children who've had it because of the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. In medical school, we were taught the 3 C's: cough, coryza, and conjunctivitis. All of that means a little one will start out with what seems to be a cold. That cold will get progressively worse. They will develop a rash. They will develop what we call conjunctivitis, also known as pink eye, but it'll be one of the worst cases of pink eye that you will see. The challenge with measles, with a lot of these diseases, is that you can actually have this infection go from this sort of upper respiratory presentation to actually impacting your brain. I took care of a child who had measles encephalitis, which is the inflammation of the area surrounding the brain, and this baby ended up in the ICU, an unvaccinated child. And I don't often share a lot of the extreme stories because I don't want my families who've chosen not to vaccinate their kids to feel like I'm sort of intimidating them into it, but it is what it is. The facts are the facts. So when we think about what we call morbidity, not that children will die from measles, mumps, and rubella, because that's a lot of pushback that I get. How many children have died? Well, there have been a good number of children who have died from measles over the past several decades, but it isn't simply children dying, it's the complications resulting from these infections. And something like encephalitis can cause deafness later on. It can impact the brain in terms of neurodevelopment. There are all kinds of long-term implications that almost all of these diseases that are vaccine preventable can have. And as a parent myself, I'm the proud mother of an almost 11-year-old who will be starting 6th grade on Monday. I will do any and everything I can to protect my one and only daughter. Even if I had 10 of them, I would make the same choices. And that's the choice that parents need to make. It's not don't vaccinate, they'll be fine. It's if I don't vaccinate and my child gets measles, if I don't vaccinate and my child gets rubella, what does that look like? Once a parent contemplates those considerations, that's when you make an informed decision about what you do. And I think that's what's most important for us as pediatricians, to have that real conversation with our families.